अस्सलाम वालेकुम गाइस सुपर शाह है। कैसे हैं आप सब लोग? होप all my subscribers, all my viewers, potential subscribers are excellent, doing really well in life, enjoying life. And yeah, it's night time now here in London. But गर्मी बड़ी है, पंखा भी चल रहा है, पंखे की हालत ही दिखा रहा है, टूटा हुआ है। It's not in good condition, the fan. But it is working. It's quite warm here. I checked, it was like what, 21 degrees right now, nighttime. It's, I think it's about 12, almost 12, the time I'm recording this. So, anyways, guys, I want to talk, yeah, so I want to talk about Khan. Amir Khan. बॉक्सर एक्टर से प्लीज कंफ्यूज नहीं होना बॉक्सर एज आप सबको पता होगा बॉक्सिंग के बारे में मैं सबसे ज़्यादा बात करता हूँ और एक और चीज़ कि the quality of this video is not that good because I'm recording from my tablet. Actually, my phone, I told you guys that it's been having issues, it's been having problems, so that's why I've been doing this for actually quite a few days now. My tab. So, anyways, I want to talk about Amir Khan, about his career, his achievements, and whether he's an all-time great or even a British great. Um, based on his resume, his accolades, his achievements, and whether that he has reached his potential or what people thought that he would reach. Based on all these things, I'm gonna conclude in the end of the video whether I think he's a British great or whether he's not a great. He's somewhat of an enigma or a talented guy that some say does well, but in the big fights loses. Anyways, let's go back to 2004, where Amir Khan was the only British representative in the Olympic Games. He was 17 years old and he won a silver medal at that age, facing guys in the 20s and the 30s. Even in the finals, he faced Mario Kindelan, who is, I think at least in his mid 30s. I mean, he was twice his age, the commentators say. So it must have been like 34, 35 or something. They're saying he was old enough to be his father. So he's done that in a really young age, in a really immature age. I mean, 17. I was 17 a couple of years ago. I'm 23 right now, almost 24. Birthday's coming soon. So it's amazing to achieve. Forget about his professional record at the moment. Let's look at his amateur record. He was a European champion, I believe. From that, he qualified for the Olympics. He had solid amateur record he has. I don't remember the exact amount, but it's really good. Um, Apart from that, um, he was the underdog. No one expected him to win silver, but he did because of his talent, because of his speed, his his talent and boxing IQ. I mean, you could say he doesn't have good boxing IQ, but I think he does. I think he does. He makes mistakes sometimes, a bit reckless at times, but that doesn't mean he doesn't have good boxing skills. He does, and he has a decent boxing brain with great boxing abilities and skills. So he won a silver medal. Obviously, lost in the finals, and he gave the so that guy was, I think, a former two-time gold medalist, Myra Kindelan, in previous Olympic Games, and he was the current world champion back then, amateur world champ. So he had the I think after a couple of months, he had the rematch with him in an amateur game, and he convincingly beat him, dominated him, and then Mario obviously retired after that match. I mean, there was nothing else for him to achieve in the amateur ranks. And from there, Amir Khan had turned pro, and he had his first fight in 2005. You know, I think the first. So basically, from 2005 to 2008, you could say he ran through people. He just dominated them. He had a few hiccups. Got knocked down by Willie Lemon. Got knocked down by a few people. Well, for the most part, he stopped those opponents who outpointed him. Too good, too talented, too elite for those guys. And so I think up to 17 fights he was undefeated. And by the way, once again, this is sound is fan. It's sound. So by that time, what I was saying, by that time he was undefeated. 17 fights, 17 with I believe about 15 or 11 fights. And most of those fights were stoppages. Most of them. So he was beating people, British people, world contenders, world championship contenders, former contenders. You know, he was beating everyone. Beating everyone. Became the UK's number one fighter. Then his trainer, तो आप लोग जो मेरे यूके फैन जो मेरे उर्दू उर्दू व्यूअर्स हैं, उर्दू फैंस सब्स हैं, मैं बस आमिर खान के बारे में बात कर रहा हूँ। और अभी तक ये मैंने बात की कि उसने ओलंपिक में सिल्वर मेडल जीता था। और 17 एज में जो कौन सोच सकता है इतनी छोटी एज में मेडल लेना, वो भी यूके का। उस वक्त बॉक्सिंग की ओलंपिक टीम बहुत बुरी हालत थी। ये सिर्फ एक ही रिप्रेजेंटेटिव था, एक ही बंदा था जो यूके की तरफ से गया था ओलंपिक में, वो था आमिर खान 2004 में, जो ग्रीस जो एथन ओलंपिक्स होता है ग्रीस में। तो उसके उसके बाद वो फिर उसने रीमैच किया था, जिससे फाइनल में हारा था बंदे से, मैरियो किंडल उसका नाम है। और फिर वो जीत गया ऑब्वियसली रीमैच जब उसने किया था। फिर प्रोफेशनल वो उसने वो कर लिया, जंप कर लिया था प्रोफेशनल, वो लाइसेंस उसने लिया, प्रोफेशनल रैंक्स में शामिल हो गया था। तो पहले 16 से 17 लोग उसने आसानी से कह सकते हैं हरा दिया था। नॉकआउट्स होते उसके कुछ कुछ टफ गेम्स थे, टफ फाइट्स थी, जैसे जिसमें वो नॉकडाउन हुआ था, लेकिन फिर भी वो कंफर्टेबली जीत गया था। तो जैसे विली लेमन वाला वन गिरा, लेकिन उसने गिरने के बाद वापस उसने दूसरे बंदे को गिराया। आई थिंक नेक्स्ट राउंड में इमीडिएटली उसको जॉ तोड़ दिया। मुझे वो फाइट याद है, और ये नॉट टू लॉन्ग मैंने देखी थी। तो अभी तक मैंने ये बात की है। एंड सो नाउ आई एम गोना टेल यू गाइस about what happened afterwards. So when it was a world title eliminator, I remember, and he was Frank Warner, his his first, I think, boxing promoter, made that fight. And he said after the fight that it was actually the worst mistake he did. Like, he should have never done that. Amir Khan was never ready for that fight. Amir Khan won that fight and got sparked within 60 seconds, 30, 40 seconds of the fight. He got knocked out, clean, knocked out, destroyed. Knocked down once, like he was trading with Brady's Prescott. It was a lazy 1-2, and then he got timed, boom, wobbled, got hit by another punch, goes down. Gets up immediately with his all of his willpower, but it's, you can see by the shape of by his body posture, by his you could see the effects of those the knockdown, and that he just wasn't in no shape and no condition to continue, uh, you know, continue to be any sort of to bring any competitiveness in the fight. In fact, they were saying it should be stopped. It's going to be stopped surely. Let it. The referee actually let the match go ahead. He gave Khan, being the big star, the benefit of the doubt, and then he got, hit by another shot, went down again, stopped, couldn't get up, couldn't get down. He couldn't get up. I mean, and got counted out. Ref counted up to 10, and he was knocked out. So that was a big turning point in the rise of Amir Khan. And so back then he was a prospect. उस टाइम इस तो ये फाइट वो हार गया था, और बहुत बुरे तरीके से, बहुत जल्दी हारा था, और कहते हैं उस वक्त बिगेस्ट टर्नर्स थी ब्रिटिश बॉक्सिंग हिस्ट्री की। मतलब एक राइजिंग स्टार है, वो एक लेवल तक आ रहा है, और उसकी एकदम से सब कुछ बदल गया। किससे आ रहा? अननोन बंदे से। उसका एक तो बड़ा नाम भी ना था, यानी कुछ कुछ लोग कहते थे उस वक्त कि वो हैवी पंचर, उसका रिकॉर्ड देखे, लेकिन लोग उसको नहीं जानते थे, वेल नोन नहीं था, तो नहीं नहीं उस वेल प्रिपेयर्ड आमिर खान नहीं था। टेप्स भी उसकी हार्डली थी, वीडियो टेप्स उस बंदे की, ब्रिटिश प्रेस कार्ड की, तो प्रिपरेशन उसकी नहीं हो सकी उस फाइट के लिए, और बहुत अर्ली था उसके लिए। तो वहाँ से एक चेंज आया था। आमिर खान फिर रीबिल्डिंग फेज में चला गया था अपनी करियर को, क्योंकि उसकी मोमेंटम रुक गई थी, राइज उसका जा रहा था, वो रुक गया था। प्रोस्पेक्ट तो उस वक्त, और उसका मोमेंटम ही रुक गया सुपरस्टार बनने से पहले। वैसे ब्रिटेन में तो था सुपरस्टार, बट वर्ल्ड लेवल में उस वक्त नहीं आया था। तो एनीवेज आफ्टर दैट उसने एक ट्यून अप फाइट की थी। एक बंदा था फेगन, फर्स्ट नेम उसका नहीं याद, आयरिश बंदा था, उसको आसानी से हरा दिया था। गाय को फेगन ही stopped him easily within 2-3 rounds, I think. Then afterwards, he fought the legend Marco Antonio Barrera, the Mexican legend. He was old, but he was still a dangerous fighter, I think. And this was a big stepping stone for Khan. And Barrera had the name. He had those legendary fights against Pacquiao, against Morales, against Marquez. So um, it was a big name for Khan. The first big name, I would say, in his record. बहुत बड़ी वो fight थी. So he had that fight. It was lasted for, I think, a couple of 3-4 rounds. Khan was winning that fight. He was too fast for him, obviously, and Barrera was actually jumping up in weight. He was a featherweight before that. So Amir Khan win that fight. Why? Because of a cut in his eye. So basically, Barrera had previously got stitches for a fight or a training camp. I forgot what happened, and so that cut reopened. The stitches were uh, they were basically opened once again. They were लूज हो गए थे, स्टिचेस निकल गए थे, और स्टिचेस निकल गए थे, और उसका कट जैसे फुली हील नहीं होता, तो इसलिए वो जख्मी हुआ था, खून बहुत निकल रहा था, फिर रेफरी स्टॉप कर दिया। हाँ, जीत गया, सबसे बड़ा नाम, बहुत बड़ा नाम उसके रिकॉर्ड में आ गया था। और उसके बाद जी, after that, what happened? Khan obviously beat him, and then got the name of Martin Duper in his resume, in his, I should say, CV. So he had his name, and he was then, destined for greatness, you could say. I mean, the the roadblock of Prescott was basically forgotten, long forgotten, and he was once again in that. Uh, got the momentum back and was quickly going towards the world title. He jumped up in weight, went to super welterweight. Super lightweight. and he faced uh, what's his name? Andreas Kotelnik. Yes, a really good Ukrainian technically sound boxer who had beaten who has beaten Marcus Maidana in the Ukraine. So anyways, Amir Khan dominated that fight and beat him with ease. Outboxed him, short round decision, easy stuff. Beat him in um, UK. Then Amir Khan, I mean, people watch him in UK, Pakistan, and पूरी दुनिया में लोग उसको देख रहे थे, अमेरिका में देख रहे थे, travel, so he had became the guy. You could say he had become the guy, one of the best fighters in the light welterweight division, which you can also call super lightweight, junior welterweight. He was the main money man. I mean, you had a couple of fighters, Bradley, you had Devon Alexander, but they weren't draws. They weren't the super money fighters. They didn't have that super huge following. He did, and I want to say one thing that though Amir Khan has probably has a bigger name now in terms of brand and name and world recognition, but back then he had the pulling power to draw. He was a major draw in world championship and international level world class boxing. He was a draw. His UK fans, they used to flip and come travel from UK all the way to America, New York, MSG, mostly Vegas, yeah, so Vegas. They used to travel everywhere. You can see this press conferences. You can see with so you see Amir after every fight, before every fight. So that thing, I don't think it's there anymore. You saw in the Terence Crawford fight, you saw in the Canelo fight, not many Amir Khan fans had to travel. You saw in the pay-per-view numbers, it's not expected. Canelo was decent. That's Crawford 150. That's lower than what people probably expected. I think 200 was gonna be low. It's still good at 150. 150 is dreadful. I don't even think they probably broke even. They on 5 mil, Crawford 5.5 mil, 6 mil. Hard to say. So, anyways, after that, Khan, went to America. Like I was saying, इसमें कह रहा था इसकी अच्छी मोमेंटम हो गई थी और one of the main fighters बन गया था दुनिया में सबसे hot prospects बन गया था दुनिया में सबसे मशहूर है नाम बॉक्सर बन गया था one of सबसे नहीं but one of और उसने क्लेम किया कि उसने ये लीव किया कि अपना नाम और सीमेंट करने का कि वो यूएस में उसने नहीं फाइट की ताकि उसका नाम प्रॉपर तरीके से सीमेंट रहे हिस्ट्री में क्योंकि वहाँ पे ज़्यादा फेमस बॉक्सर्स और वहाँ and there his first fighter so he went to America made a big leap and went to America to get even more recognition to build his name, his brand even more, to stamp his name in history. When you think about the old boxing fights, you think about American fighters. I know Muhammad Ali had fights in Manila and I think some African countries long. I think I don't remember actually. fights in many countries. The UK is another big boxing nation, but it's not like America. So yeah, so his first fight in America was against Paulie Malignaggi's second defensive style. I skipped Salita, Dimitri Salita. It was a first round stoppage. It was easy, 3 knockdown. That was an American fighter. He had that fight in England. I didn't talk much about it because I didn't think it was necessary. It's mandatory, whatever. Easy win. The second defenseless title, but against a notable name, was Paulie Malignaggi. Paulie Malignaggi was, so at his, I would say at his prime, he was like 26, 27 years old. And he fought him. He was technically sound, good speed, defensive fighter. Khan schooled him, lost him with ease. It was surprising how Amir Khan dominated him. Really, no one expected that. We thought he might, start really bubbling out. He boxed smartly. बहुत अच्छे तरीके से उसने स्किल्स अपने शो पे डिस्प्ले की एक मास्टर टेक्नीशियन डिफेंसिव फाइटर के साथ ये क्या क्या है मेरी स्किल्स ये मेरी स्किल्स शो सही शो केस होगा तो उसको उसने हरा दी beat him with his stop in the I think it was 6th, 7th round. I apologize. There were some minute details I remember. I've forgotten some of them. It was like 6th, 7th round, something like that. So he stopped it. The fight after that was Maidan, and that was voted by most people, most boxing, fight of the year. So how did that fight? How did that fight happen? Basically, he started really fast from Amir Khan, boxing Maidan's head off. He was on the attack, he was on the defense, and boom, at the end of the round, he hit Maidan with a wicked body shot. He was finding it difficult to breathe. It was just so hard for him. To show that he wasn't hurt, but he clearly was hurt. Both badly were hurt. Both so badly. दौड़ के वो और what tough fighter he Amir Khan भी अच्छी fight करता he was also throwing low punches. Madana was also here and there was putting pressure on him, attacking, landing his overhand rights, uppercuts. Round 10 was a cracking round. It was just amazing. Round 10. The later rounds were just superb. Madana landed that devastating right overhand and clocked Amir Khan, and he was out on his feet. It was just amazing. Oh my god. I mean, I'm Amir Khan fan. I was a fan of मुझे video में कर oh my god, you गिर जाएगा ज़्यादा गिर जाएगा जीत रहे और अब डरे हार जाएगा तो वो आमिर खान ने कैसे फाइट बैक किया कैसे उसने वो सरवाइव किया वो नहीं गिरा सका उसका नहीं रोक सका और फाइनल राउंड आमिर खान को काम सब हो गया अब सही जजेस में प्रेस कर बहुत अच्छी फाइट थी big fight. When he talks about his best win, the best name, I'm sure he talks about the Madana. Talks about Julia, those guys from the Madana one. He loves that win. I think personally, he feels that is one of his best friends. And so I'm gonna skip a bit because the video is going too long. It's really long. So he fought. Afterwards, he fought. I think it was Madonna. He fought Paul McCloskey. He beat him points in points. The fight actually got stopped because of a head clash, and blood was just gushing out of his, I think, forehead, Paul McCloskey's, and then they went to scorecards, and Khan was winning every single round, going to judges, so he won that fight. He beat beat the crap out of Judah, beat him real bad. It was, that fight was also like the Paulie Malignaggi fight. You could say a battle of speed. People thought, Judah might be too much for him, too experienced, too much power, too much speed, as he has shown also in the past. Amir Khan destroyed him like the Malignaggi fight, stopped him as well, knocked him down. Judah said got hit low, but it was a body shot. Judah went down and probably quit, you could say. Amir Khan won that as well, knockout. And यार उसके बाद वो एक फाइट थी, the Lemon Peterson fight. That was a cracking fight as well. Amir Khan he was obviously winning that fight. Started off fast, got one knockdown, possibly two, but the refs ruled the first one slip. So, and then Peterson tried, started applying more pressure on Amir Khan, and Khan was finding it difficult. And then he would fire back. It was a back and forth fight. It was a brilliant fight. And then Amir Khan gets he was pushing, to be honest with you, but it's, I don't know, debatable. Should the referee have? Should he have? Was it right that he deducted points? Got deducted 1 point, and then the fight was just continuing to be a back and forth fight, really entertaining. He lands one, he lands one. I would say Amir Khan, though, he was having success as well, but he was getting hit too much, cleanly at times, more than Peterson, I would say. But he might have been outworking him as well. So जो भी यार, थोड़ा सा referee भी यार, referee was probably like favoring Peterson. But anyways, Khan was out after fight, was complaining about, okay, he got his head by me, whatever. Final round में यार, so 2 points. नहीं, fight के early में 1 point was deducted at the start of the fight, the other point was deducted at the last round of the fight. It's already a close fight. Khan is probably edging, but it's like a drawish fight, really close, and then he gets deducted a point. Wow. And when the judges read the scorecards, it was clear that yes, those deductions made the difference. They made the difference. So rematch on another, but drug test की वजह से, because the rematch was supposed to happen. So Peterson won that fight. Possibly on juice, but whatever, possibly on steroids, who knows. For the rematch, he was actually tested positive that yes, he had something in the system, PEDs, performance enhancement drugs. So that was cancelled. For Danny Garcia, that was like a last minute replacement for the WBC champion back then. And with the build of the fight, so this was an important. Though the Peterson fight happened, it was really dodgy, and it wasn't like Khan lost much credibility in that fight. The only thing was apparent in that fight was Khan is not good when dealing with immense pressure. So in the Peterson fight, Peterson was probably on juice as well. Khan was given one of his. So at that point, when he beat Judah, I forgot to tell you, he won another world title, so he was a unified champion. So after losing to Peterson, on paper he lost to Peterson, technically so एक title obviously they returned one belt to him. I don't know if it was the IBF or which one was it, WBA, and the other organization didn't return the belt. And, so, anyway, there was another unification match against Danny Garcia. Khan's doing really well, really well, really well, and then boom, guts clocked on the neck area, chin area, it's the sensitive area, whatever. It's clocked with a wicked, devastating left hook. Goes down, gets up, wobbly legs. Clearly, he's in really real bad shape. And then he survives for the next few seconds. और next round हो जाता है. He's getting battered as well, getting hammered. He goes down again. His gloves touch, he doesn't really go down. It's a touch the canvas, and at the end of the round he gets put down again. And throughout the round he's getting hit by shots. Of course, he was applying pressure, as we already know from the case of fight. Khan's not good when dealing with pressure, and that fight. So he lost that fight. Gets knocked down at the end of the round, and then referee stops the fight. He gets up. He doesn't get knocked out completely. Gets up. Referee's counting. He gets up. Referee asks him, "Do you want to continue?" Khan's like, "Yeah, I want to continue. Yeah, I'm in good shape. I can continue." Referee weighs it out. Why? Because he's getting battered. He, you can clearly say the fight's over. It's not even close. It's not competitive anymore. It's a matter of time that Barcy's going to knock him out. He's going to Khan get seriously hurt because of the first knockdown, which happened, big wicked knockdown. Khan had not recovered from that. Although that was a big turning point in his life, and Khan had achieved so much at such a from such a young age. Olympic medalist, silver medalist, age of 17, world champ, I think 21, at age of 21, 22, unified champion, age of 20, I would say 24, 25, uh, and then 20, I think, yeah, so, and then he loses those titles, lose to Peterson, and then back to back losses. Peterson loss, you shouldn't treat it as a loss, because people still think that even with the point deductions, Khan still won that fight. Oh, Joby, yeah. Loss is a loss, but he shouldn't be too hard on himself. It's not people that lost it. It was a good fight. It wasn't a damaging fight. That's everything's damaged. So fast forward a bit, couple of tune-up fights. I'm not going to go through them. Couple of tune-up fights. Does okay against them, mediocre-ish, goodish, decent. And then he goes up to welterweight, fights Palazzo, dominates him knocks him down 3 times. He was chasing Mayweather. ये भी यार बात है. पूरी लाइफ वो Mayweather को chase करता रहा कि वो मेरे से करेगा fight, मेरे से करेगा. ये नहीं कि अपने career में से concentrate किया. So this is really bad. He should have concentrated on his own career than chasing Mayweather for so long, and he wasted his prime years. Really, wasted an entire year. He was supposed to fight Devin Alexander, and I think it was December 2000 and end of 2013. So he beats Collazo, obviously, whatever. Uh, I'm actually not. Wait, I apologize. So before facing Collazo, I think, or was it after? So so whatever. Khan beats Collazo. He wants to fight against Devon Alexander, or whatever. Yeah. So that fight gets delayed for a year. Why? Because Khan thought he might get the Mayweather fight. He wasted an entire year for a fight which he didn't even get. So yes, that's stupid. He's such a favorite fighter, but I'm a fan of his. He's my favorite fighter since childhood, but that was silly. That was really, really silly and bad decision making from his team, from him. So, anyways, the Devin Alexander fight happens after a year. Khan is flipping inactive for like, I think, 9, 10 months or something. It's a really good performance. He dominates Devin Alexander, does really well against him. Both great fight. Outboxes him. Devin Alexander was a tricky, speedy southpaw, slick, and Khan dominated him and beat him real bad. And it was quite sad to see Alexander, where he had never been outboxed like that, but for the first time, why? Because of Khan's speed. For the first time, he had been outboxed, smashed, dominated, and Bachara tab se, since then, Alexander has just not been the same, I think. So, उसके बाद जी, after that he had a fight against Chris Algieri. That was a horrible fight for him. He was supposed to dominate and beat him. Barely, scraped with a victory. It really was bad. I wouldn't say it was that close. He clearly won. He's a clear winner. But I mean, he just looked so uncomfortable there. The fight was so tough for him. Jerry. Let's get that. It was a bad performance by Khan, but he escaped with this, as they say. And then after I think almost a year of fighting, almost a year, close to fighting, Amir Khan returned to fight Canelo. So that was a super fight mega fight, his first pay-per-view fight in the US. So I just spoke about on the fight. He was, my opinion, he was winning the fight. Hands down, won the first 3 rounds, maybe 4 rounds. I would say 4 rounds. Because he was clearly like the punches, he was playing speed and probably on part. And I think as Canelo, the size range is just too big. Size and weight on so for the middleweight title. So it was under the middleweight limit, but it was over the junior middleweight limit. So it was technically a middleweight bout for the middleweight title, which was just sanctioned for that fight. So Khan was doing really well in both Kushta, great performance by him. He shouldn't take that fight. He shouldn't have taken that fight because it was dangerous for him. उसकी health के लिए खतरा था उस fight में. लेकिन लिया उसने और बहुत अच्छा करा था. Trained his heart off for that fight. Did really well, but थोड़ा सा उसने mistake किया. One little mistake he did. His guard was down. In the sixth, Canelo started catching him with body shots, got him back in the fight, and then in the sixth round, Canelo did a feint jab to the body, and boom, right cross over the top. Khan is knocked out clean. Referee's counting, bechara. I mean, हंसना तो नहीं चाहिए, बेचारा knock out हो गया था. Referee count और clearly खत्म हो गया fight. मतलब वो नहीं उठ सकता. I think maybe 1 minute हो गया तो वो बस फ्लोर में पड़ा रहा 30 seconds से 1 minute तक. तो वो devastating बुरा ना out था. Very bad. It was really bad and scary for him right now. After that, Khan was out for almost 2 years, I believe. So that fight happened in 2016, and then for the remainder of the year, obviously Khan didn't fight. So that fight happened in like, I think, May. That fight had probably happened May time. It was like Cinco Medalla or whatever is it, Mexican holidays called, which is May time. And Khan didn't fight for the entire year, and then he didn't fight for the entire 2017 as well. So that's 1.5 years. And then he fights in 2018, but like I think March or April time 2018, I'm not sure. Around about that time. It's a tune-up fight, obviously. Fedor Greco washes him in one round, runs through two knockdown, destroys his steps. Anyways, then he goes against Sammy Vargas, and then it's September time, all time. August, September time. Doesn't run through actually. He was expected to wash this time, but he didn't do that. वो actually काफी tough fight थी उसके लिए. उसको काफी बेहतर परफॉर्म करना चाहिए था, पर वो उसने नहीं किया. इनफैक्ट उसने इतना बहुत बुरा उसने परफॉर्म किया था, गंदा परफॉर्म किया था, क्या बोलूं. बहुत डिसअपॉइंटेड परफॉर्मेंस थी आमिर खान से. समझ सकता हूँ 2 साल के लिए ऑलमोस्ट वो इनएक्टिव रहा था, तो हो सकता है हो सकता है कि आउट ऑफ टच है थोड़ा सा. ट्यूनिंग श्यूनिंग जैसे गिटार की होती है ना, ट्यूनिंग सही नहीं हुई उसकी. लेकिन जी सॉरी कैमरा हिल रहा है. हाँ, लेकिन जी वो बहुत बैड परफॉर्मेंस थी. और ये नहीं कि आमिर खान हारने वाला था कुछ, लेकिन उसने उसको इजीली उसको हराना चाहिए था. लेकिन नंबर वन was आमिर खान ने आई थिंक सेकंड थर्ड राउंड में उसको नॉक डाउन किया. नेक्स्ट राउंड इज यस नेक्स्ट राउंड वो आमिर खान को नॉक डाउन कर रहा था. फिर आमिर खान वापस नॉक डाउन किया. बट यार कुछ आमिर खान ने इतने पंचेस फाइट कर रहे थे, इजीली जीत रहा था, पंचेस भी खा रहा था. और टफ फाइट थी, टफ वर्कआउट थी उसके लिए. मामूली से फाइट थी, इट्स रियली टफ हार्ड वर्कआउट ऑफ फाइट फॉर such a fight. I think that fight was probably worse because it was a little bit closer. Khan hands down won this fight easily, probably every single round almost. But this guy got knocked down, and a lot of people say Khan's finished, his legs are finished. So fast forward to his last notable fight, which was against Terence Crawford. Happened in April time of this year. So the so Amir Khan was fighting one of the best, in many people against him and Lomachenko. So it was obviously a fight. It's supposed to be really perhaps not with a lot of money, but apparently person fight. You want to face Calvin? Another thing I didn't mention, Amir Khan being rival to he was going to fight करना चाहिए था. ये नहीं कहूँगा कि उसको जो भी किया गया डिसरिस्पेक्ट करता था. मैं भी उसको अगर उसको उसको मेरी खबर still gonna have to do something. Like the earlier fight in his career, higher, much higher than those previous. Now, in terms of skill, I think this guy is. Khan was expected to put the first year on at least maybe the first year, but now it's about to fight and lose together after it stopped. So most people said, well, कह रहे थे खान बहुत अच्छा करेगा शुरू में पहली हाफ फाइट दूसरी हाफ तक फिर क्रॉफर्ड ओवरटेक कर लेगा स्टॉप कर देगा नॉकआउट यार क्या हुआ पहले राउंड में क्रॉफर्ड ने दिया शुरू किया नॉकडाउन खान इतने मिस्टेक्स कर रहा था खान मुझे इस काउंटर मार और डस तो और फिर फाइट ऐसी जाती रही आमिर खान मार खाता गया थोड़ी बहुत उसने रिस्क की भी एक राउंड इसके रिसेंटली आई थिंक राउंड से अच्छा गया था नॉर्मल था और landing a couple of low punches. So he lost that fight. Potential low blow. I mean, it looked low, but Amir Khan said, I just can't continue as trainers. I just threw in the towel. Anyway, the fight was stopped because Khan was really low blow, according to the law. So, any other fight in Saudi Arabia recently went really dead, but it wasn't really I would say it wasn't a notable win. Decent name, but because of the weight divisions are different, because of really they've been so inactive recently, it wasn't a notable win in my opinion. And in most people who know anything about boxing, their opinions as well. So anyway, summing up everything, I think Amir Khan could have been a great all-time fighter, but he lost quite a few important fights, like Prescott fight. I mean, that was early, so we can ignore that fight. He lost the Peterson fight. That was close as well. Okay, we can ignore that as well. Okay, no worries. He lost. He got smashed by Danny Garcia. Unfortunately, that was a big turning point in his career. He became really cautious after that and selecting fights the right time. Before then, he was like on a you know fighting anyone, everyone in their backyard. Yeah, that sort of mentality. And it wasn't the smartest mentality, but he had became a fan favorite because of that and a big name. Because it was hard, because those things. So I think he could have been a great fighter. I think he's a British great. I think he would smash Ricky Hatton probably. I think so. Just in his prime, he would destroy Ricky Hatton. Nassim was really small, but I think he had Nassim had the undefeated record, and he had fought a lot of nobodies. He had a few noteworthy names and fought one world class, as in great fighter, and he lost against Barrera. So I think Khan is more than him. Do I think Amir Khan is at the level of Kelzaki, Lewis? Of course not. Those are great fighters. Lennox Lewis, Joe Kelzaki, that Armstrong guy. What is his name? Those are legends, creations. So to sum up everything, but he's definitely I would say he's a top 10. He's done Eubank. I don't know. Eubank has had a lot of big fights, but internationally, I would say no, probably he's had lesser fights than lesser big fights. So I think Amir Khan is definitely a British great. Maybe top 10 of all time. Probably. I mean, you can't really dispute that. He's a flipping unified champion. Won the silver medal at the age of 17. And he's had a lot of big wins and he had quite a few losses as well. Big losses as well. Crawford, I mean, if he won that, he would have been a flipping great, one of the best Brits ever. No, probably not better than Lewis and Kozlowski. One was undefeated, and the other was Kozlowski was undefeated, retired undefeated, 45, 46 fights. Then Lewis, Lennox Lewis, he beat Tyson, he beat Holyfield, he beat everyone in the heavyweight division. So you can't compare him to those guys who were like, undisputed heavyweight runners. लेकिन मेरे ख्याल से वो आमिर खान एक ग्रेट ब्रिटिश फाइटर और दुनिया के लेवल से जहाँ तक हम देख सकते हैं तो ऑल टाइम ग्रेट उसको नहीं कह सकते लेकिन उसकी entertaining style की वजह से because of his entertaining style and speed and everything he will never be forgotten because of his legend. There's a video called in YouTube Amir Khan's Legendary Speed. It's made by I think Legendary Boxing. I think yeah. So he's he obviously he's not ranked as high as Jenny Garcia, Thurman, but I think he's in those people. In his prime, he's probably more talented than them. Elite levels, थोड़ा नहीं. I mean, yeah, overall देखें prime देखें, I think it's probably can be one of the hottest in terms of like literally heartbeat eras. मतलब सबसे rising to stars का मेरे ख्याल से late 2000s और उसके बाद के टाइम के हिसाब से देखें तो one of the highest ranked British fighters में माना जाएगा कैसे डिस्प्यूटेड माना जाएगा कौन था उसका कार फर्स्ट था वो भी पता नहीं वो भी ओवररेटेड so anyways all time good fighter not great fighter British I think he's a good fighter a great fighter could he achieve much more? He could do his backfield, this, that, yes. Let's see what happens. But I think his chance of becoming a great fighter was against Canelo, was against Crawford. He didn't win those fights. He got stopped in both of those fights. Anyways, I hope you liked my video. It's been a really long video. Hope you guys watch it. Hope you guys subscribe to my channel. Give the thumbs up if you have watched till the end of the video. And please do share the video as it helps me. Subscribe to my channel, Supershot TV. Spread it in social media everywhere to your friends. And there's this new guy. There's this new Pakistani British guy talking about boxing and sports and this and that. It's not bad looking. I'm kidding. So anyways guys, thank you so much for just casually semi-sitting, semi-laying down the bed. So anyways, thanks for watching my video and I hope you guys stay safe, stay cool, humble, awesome. Take care guys, super shout out. See you guys later. Assalamu alaikum. मेरे सब viewers को अल्लाह हाफ़िज़.